Good morning. Welcome to the studio here in Hudson, Ohio. I am Amy from the Ross Farm, and we are going to open our 3 advent calendars this morning. We're getting really close. This is day 20. I can't believe it. We only have 4 more days to go until Christmas, and actually Hanukkah too. So really excited to open these. Before we get to, let's do a little recap. So yesterday is one of probably top 3 of my favorites from this year. And it was Little Troll Prince with Merino, Shetland, and Blueface Leicester fiber and Merino and Shetland yarn. And I love these. Anybody who knows me knows these are absolutely my colors. I can't wait to spin this. I can't wait to knit with it. I'm starting to look at patterns and get really excited. So we already talked about Blueface Leicester, but remember, Shetland is one of the island breeds that is off the coast of Scotland. And we raise Shetlands on our farm, and they are absolutely adorable. One of my very favorite things. And then yesterday was also the Chenille Star Pillow and the Chenille It product that goes with the day before's Bellissimo fabric and makes an 18-inch square pillow. So that's a project I'm actually really excited about too. That's not something that I've ever done before. I have never done the chenille making or chenille embellishment. So that's a new product for me. That's a new technique. And I am excited to get to work on that. I probably will have some time the week after Christmas to do some of these projects, and that's what I'm most looking forward to. My birthday is a week after Christmas, and I think on my birthday I may just go to my studio and sew or spin. I've been knitting a lot, so I think it's time to start doing some spinning and some more sewing. So let's do today's day 20 of the World of Wool Advent Calendar fiber box. And let's see who the character is. I'm trying to think if there's any holiday movies that we haven't covered yet. All right, day 20 is Mr. Bingle. Mr. Bingle. And it is 50% Cormo, 25% Lonk, and 25% Lotus. We'll talk about Lonk tomorrow. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. Cormo is a fine wool, of course. It is quite likely that you haven't heard of Mr. Bingle. That would be accurate. Unless you live in New Orleans or possibly Louisiana. I don't live there. We found him interesting and definitely not slightly creepy. Mr. Bingle is an anthropomorphic personification snowman who appeared in the window of the Maison Blanche department store in Christmas 1947. He even had his own jingle that played outside the store. According to Maison Blanche, he was just a normal snowman until Santa needed an extra helper and used his magic to give him holly wings as well as proper arms and legs. This is reminding me of a really bad Netflix movie that I keep trying to avoid called Hot Frosty. Yeah, bad. We decided to focus on the texture and handle of this blend and make something that could be used alongside other fibers or dyed, depending on what takes your fancy. The main base of this blend is Cormo, as we wanted something soft to kick us off. Cormo is a wonderful fiber as it has good bounce and handle without being too scratchy. To add some substance and length, we used Lonk, a fiber which, much like Mr. Bingle, isn't that well known. That's why we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Finally, we decided that we needed to add a little bit of sheen to a very matte blend, and this came in the form of lotus fiber. Long stapled and with light sheen to help lift the blend. It will also take dye differently to the rest of the fibers in the blend if you decide to go down that route. Looks like we've got another one that we can dye if we want to, so I'm guessing this is going to be whitish. All right, let's see. Usually the fiber is ready to go, and the yarn is something that they say we can dye, but this one they're specifically saying we can dye. Oh, it is very white. And it does have a nice light sheen to it. It's lustrous. It's very soft. Oh, that's going to be fun to play with. You know me, I like things natural, so I probably won't dye this. But I will spin it up and see how it turns out. Right now, it just looks like a Twinkie. So, there's that one. Let's see what the yarn is. The yarn is 50% Cormo, 25% Lonk, 25% Lotus. The fun thing about this solid shade is that the Lotus will dye differently to the rest of the fibers, and the Lonk will add a nice bit of stability. We couldn't make any other color yarn for a snowman. This is a very bright ecru shade which had lovely stitch definition and handle whether it is dyed or not. So, I'm guessing it is also white, which makes sense now that I think about it. It's a snowman. Couldn't really make that any color other than, oh, this is lovely. Yeah, that's just exactly the same thing, all spun up, and it has a lot of bounce to it. It has a lot of sheen. Yeah, I like this one. This will be good with the other stuff for some color work probably, because I don't see myself dyeing that one either. But that is also fun. Let's see what's in the box. Do you think it's going to be something? Oh. That sounds to me like a puzzle. Have I mentioned that I'm really not thrilled this year with how many gifts there are versus how many actual projects there are? In past years, oh, nothing in there. In past years, there has been a lot of projects that I really loved. This is a sewing machine brick building set. So it is a, not Lego, set to build a sewing machine. It is cute as heck. It has a little Chuck the Duck on the top. Yeah, a little spool of thread. Well, pretend. It's very cute. It's very cute. Another thing that I would not have bought for myself, but I will likely build this. I used to enjoy watching my son build Legos, but I never actually got to build them with him because he liked to do it by himself. So this is my very own brick building set to build my own sewing machine. So there's that. And now we get to my favorite portion of our little time together, and that is the featured product. Now, since we all know I'm a quilter, I'm not 100% sure that most people know that we produce 100% wool quilt bats. And these are available on the website at therossfarm.com. And I absolutely love working with wool quilt batting because not only is it fire retardant if you happen to get into trouble, but it's warm in the winter, it's cool in the summer, it can take on a lot of moisture without feeling wet, and it's very lofty and light as a batting. And it's not plastic like polyester batting is. So if I'm not working with my wool quilt bats, then I'm probably using cotton, because I do really, really like the natural fibers. So this is actually a twin size quilt bat, 60 by 90-ish, and it is 100% Cheviot from our flock of sheep, and one of my very favorite things. So I hope you'll check it out on our website at therossfarm.com. And wherever you are this morning, I hope that you are enjoying a warm beverage and getting ready to have some sort of a holiday adventure, and that you will join me again tomorrow when we open day 21 of our advent calendars and talk about the lonk sheep. So until then, we'll see you soon.